Hello, my friends. So we are learning about the element of space in art, and to create some positive and negative space, we are going to be creating Notan cuts, Notan paper cuts, using a square piece of paper. So as you can see, we've got mirror images of the cuts that we made, making positive and negative space. Let me demonstrate how we're going to do that. So first things first, you're going to pick out your colors. You're going to have a large square and a small square. Now, picking out your colors, you're going to want something that pops, right? So yellow and purple are complementary colors. They make each other stand out. Or you can really focus on choosing a light versus a dark hued color, something that will stand out. You don't want to pick, a blue and just a little bit of a lighter blue. You want something that really pops. You want to create contrast. So first things first, you're going to very lightly draw the shapes that you're going to cut out of this square. Now, be careful when doing this. You have to draw something that you can actually cut out. So I'm going to start with some, actually, you know what? I'm going to do some simple, I'm going to draw darker so you can see, but you're drawing very, very light. I'm going to do actually a circular pattern here, I'm going to do another ring here. And sort of this spiky shape. I'm going to start there. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm very carefully going to cut them out. Again, you're drawing lighter because you are going to have to erase your pencil lines that are visible eventually. And you're saving all your pieces. Now, I'm cutting these out very carefully, not damaging any of my paper because we need both parts. We need the parts that we cut out and we need the square that we cut it out of. We need everything. So I can't really mess up any of my pieces of paper. So I'm very carefully cutting back and forth, back and forth. Take your time. Again, maybe you need to draw something simple so you can easily cut it out without worrying about see, I almost took off that little spike. Whoopsie. Now this, I want to do something a little bit different. This arch actually has two pieces to it. I'll show you how we're going to do that. So we're cutting out all of our lines and then we have to put it together like a puzzle. And one more for the arch. Okay, whew, got all my pieces here. I've got my glue. Now, I am going to start by putting my square right in the middle. Now, you are going to find all of your pieces and put them together. We're creating mirror image of what we cut out. So that little inner disc is going to flip the other way. So neat. Mirror image. Whoopsie. Oh my goodness, I had the wrong piece there. I didn't even notice. You see, you've got to be so careful. That is my Notan cut put together. So I've taken all my cuts and I've flipped them to be the mirror image of the shape that I cut out. Now, I did a double cut here, so I flipped that center line in, but you can see the difference. This first one, there are no double cuts. It's just one, and I flipped it out the other way. This one I did a double because I think it makes it more visually interesting. And now at this point, you're going to glue your pieces down. I like to have a scrap piece of paper and a glue stick, and I will turn it over, apply the glue, so that way I don't have to worry about getting glue where I don't want on my art project. I get it on my scrap piece. And then you want to really glue that center piece, that center square, as centered in the middle as you can. And then you build everything else off of that center placement. So again, on that scrap piece of paper, you want to make sure you put it together as perfectly as you can. I know it's a little tricky. Flip the piece over, scrap. Make sure you're applying the glue on the right side. Because remember, it's the flip side. Making sure those edges line up. Flip it over, apply the glue. Highly recommend doing a scrap piece so you don't get it on your paper or the table. You can use a mess mat for this. That center cut going back in. Lining it up as perfectly as you can. Think about whether or not you want to use organic, geometric, or both types of shapes. Flipping this one around. And my Notan is nearly complete. I have to go in and erase any pencil marks that are still showing. Get that craftsmanship as great as it can be. Oopsie. And my Notan is complete. Really neat looking. I cannot wait to see yours.